Good morning. After watching the NFL draft a few weeks ago, I got to thinking about one of my favorite running backs who got drafted in the first round of the NFL draft. His name was Knowshon Moreno. He was born in New Jersey, and growing up, life was pretty tough. His father was known for a nickname called of Knowledge, and his mom was Varashan. And so what they did was they took the first part of his dad's name and made it No, and the last part of his mother's name, Sean, and they stuck it together and made Knowshon. That's just the kind of name you would think that a 16-year-old mother and a 17-year-old father would come up with. They never got married, didn't live together very long. Mom skipped out, and Knowshon was now with his father. They would move from shelter to shelter to shelter. They'd get a place and move. They never lived anywhere more than a few weeks. Quite often, they were hungry. It was tough growing up. His grandmother really wanted to try to get custody of him, and finally, when he was 12 years old, she managed to get custody, and he came to live with her. And that was the changing moment in his life. Now he got settled into school, started going to school, and one of the things they discovered was he actually was smart, and two, he loved athletics and was an incredible athlete. He started playing football. He went all the way into high school, and he continued to play football, now in a phenomenal way. He caught the attention of scouts from the University of Georgia, and he was drafted to the University of Georgia. He would go to school. He was redshirted his freshman year, and then he came on and started playing. Wonderful freshman year and a great sophomore year. I mean, this kid had all the potential in the world. He decided to go pro. And so in 2009, he was drafted in the first round, 12th choice, by the Denver Broncos. That's why I remembered him, because I was cheering for the Denver Broncos. Knowshon Moreno, drafted in the first round. Now, they signed him to a contract of $16.8 million. What does a 20-year-old who's been living in shelters do with $16+ million? Unfortunately, it became a classic story. He started off strong, running great, but then he got hurt. And when he got hurt, well, he bought himself a Rolls Royce, and because he was hurt, he now began to party too much, and then he got to drinking too much, and then he got a DUI. Thank goodness nobody got hurt, but it was the DUI that really helped to wake him up. His grandmother had always taken him to church. And as he started thinking about his faith, he started thinking about how he was letting down God. He was letting down his grandmother, letting down himself, all of his friends, all of his fans. When he started finally rehabbing, well, he didn't come back to the team. He was on the practice squad doing his rehab. And really his nickname became No-Show Moreno. He just kept quiet and he worked harder and harder and harder. And people began to see it. And soon he was taken back up to the team. And before he knew it, he was the starting running back again. He was playing phenomenal. And now everybody was talking about Knowshon Moreno, because that year in 2014 they would go to the Super Bowl with Peyton Manning. Now that everybody's talking about him, though, the camera would focus on him as the game was going on, or getting ready for the game. And before one of the games later in the season, the camera was focused in on him, and a national anthem was playing, and they saw tears streaming down his cheek. They came to ask him about it, and he explained, well, that's been happening all season long. It's just nobody had been looking early on. But now that he was a star, they were watching. No, he said it had been happening all year long. Because whenever he stopped and he got quiet and he listened to the national anthem play, he started praying. And he started thinking about all of his life. The good and the bad. His successes and his failures. And as he would think back through his life, while he stood there and it played, he would pray and the tears would flow. And he said, I'm just standing there giving God thanks that I'm having this opportunity to play. In Psalm 46, it tells us, "Be still and know that I am God. The Lord, the God of Jacob, is with us." It's an opportunity that you and I need to be reminded that sometimes you need to go still and you think about your life, the good, the bad, the ups, the downs. Just remember to give God thanks, and you will be able to go out and perform at your best. Have a great day.